Girlfriend, have you ever wondered how can you tell if your first date went well? Well, we're going to get into the bottom of this today. I have an expert, a dating expert here with us, and I can't wait to share her with you. So we will see you on the other side. Hey there, Wendy.
Ingafay, thank you for inviting me. I really look forward to chatting with
Oh,
you.
I'm so excited that you're here, girl. Before we get started and how can we tell if the first date went well, we want to know a little bit about you and your business. Tell us who you are, who you serve, and how you serve them.
Okay, I am a dating coach, and how I got into it is I am in the divorce world, a speaker. I wrote the Global Guide to Divorce, and I had so many people that either had a breakup or got a divorce and they didn't know how to date again. So I found my niche. I took the course, became a dating coach, started out with divorced people or breakups, and then I had all these high school and teenagers asking me questions. So I did a 6-run course on dating, and I had people from 16 to 82. So it's pretty wide out there. How do you date again? And how do you know if you did well on your first date? Right?
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, before we get into that, girl, tell us, what did you get a divorce, or have you experienced this yourself, and that's how you got into it, or tell us like your backstory.
Okay, the universe sometimes has a plan for us. I had a divorce from hell, so I went through so much, and what I went through, I could help other people. I've done, like for the Catholic Church in London at Westminster Cathedral, I did a dating workshop for Catholics getting a divorce. So I really thank the universe for a bad divorce, and I gained so much wisdom on it. And that's my background. I became a writer. Like I told you, I wrote that book. I write a children's book series. And then a 10-year-old girl detective book just got accepted to be published. So after your divorce, you'll find out that you can, or break up, or when you move on, you can have a lot of fun doing other things. And then getting back to how do you know if a first date went well? A lot of it is body language. Did the other person do eye contact with you? Did they maybe look down a lot like this? Or were they tapping their foot and rolling their eyes and doing stuff like that? That can show lack of interest. So think back. Were they attentive to you? Did they really listen to you and then build upon what you said in their response? That really shows that your first date was going well.
Okay.
Also, were they looking for a dating partner? Did you sense any chemistry? If you're looking to date, I usually on my first dates can kind of get an idea, is this guy going to be in the friend zone, or is there a possibility for romance?
Yeah.
So be in tune to yourself. Listen to yourself. What are your feelings? Is that someone that you would want to date again? What do you think their feelings are? Did they look at you? Did they try to kiss you or hug you or do anything like that?
Right.
That's another sign. I really think body language is more important than words. It's what you do than what you say. Another giveaway is if you're meeting someone, and again, I would suggest meet them in a public place. That way, for safety issues, and then too, if it's truly awful or they're creepy, you can make a quick getaway. But my point is, if you are in this coffee shop, are they checking out every girl that walks by?
Right.
If so, that happened to me. I was in college. I didn't know as much back then. And my new boyfriend, I'm on this date, and the guy goes, "Oh, your butt's better than hers. Your butt's better than hers."
Oh, wow.
Why is he checking out other girls' butts, even if mine is better? So pay attention to also what they say. Uh, are they comparing you to other people? That's not good. You want them to be focused on you.
Exactly.
And we were mentioning eye contact. Maybe they're looking at you and doing some good eye contact, but are they looking at her? Are they looking at her? Are they trying to catch the waitress's eye?
Right.
Look where they're looking at too. You want to have them focus on you
Exactly.
and not be looking at every chick that walks in the door.
I'm with you, girl. Sounds like a plan. Yes, yes. So, in lieu of somebody that's making this transition, because like you said, maybe they've been in a committed relationship for years, where would you suggest that they find their first date to even know if it went well?
I would suggest before maybe getting online dating, organically try to meet somebody.
Okay.
And you might feel a little bit better just having some simple conversations with guys
Yeah.
before you go online and you set up this big date. I go to coffee shops and I'm one of those talkative people. I ask the barista, how's your day going? And I like to make connections with people.
Right.
So if you are talking to this really cute guy in line, you might say, hey, do you mind if I sit with you at the table? And then if he says, well, I'm going to meet my wife shortly, that would be one that, you may get a few rejections. Or say you have a good conversation with someone and then they do say, I really like you, but I have a girlfriend. You've only given up, 2 or 3 minutes out of your lifespan? Isn't that worth giving it a go for 2 or 3 minutes? You're not going to miss that when you die. So anyways, another way is meetup.com. I can't tell you how many dating situations and marriages have happened because of meetup.com. Or another club, because say you join a hiking club on meetup.com or you join a movie club, you automatically have a topic of conversation. Your hike. Oh, well, this movie is not one of the director's best movies. I like this. So if you sit down and have a coffee or meet up later, you then talk about your common interest, and then you can branch off into other things.
Okay.
So I highly recommend that, or a travel group or something that you have, or volunteering. Volunteering is great because I can tell you a girlfriend met her true love there. She was divorced, hadn't dated, and they're happily married. And they were in an animal rescue group in Atlanta. And they knew each other for 2 years, and something happened. They had commonality, sparks, and wow. So volunteer a lot because your focus is on who you're helping. And it takes the pressure off you and conversation. And so you meet people and you learn about them. And you might be like Catherine and Jared, sparks fly. Those are just a couple suggestions. Oh, another really good one too, Ingafay, I want to tell you is check your church group, your synagogue, your mosque. They have single clubs.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask you now, it sounds like these tactics that you're telling us sounds like you would be telling someone that's an extrovert. So I got to look out for my fellow introverted folks. How would we go about connecting with someone?
Okay, again, I think if you join a group, the focus is not on you and him. Oh gosh, he's cute. Oh gosh, I'm really shy. You have a group talking about the hiking. You have maybe 10 other people on your hike, a movie club or whatever, photography club. You have 10 other people taking photographs of the animals or whoever. So you have a group setting where you're interacting, but you're not having to interact one-on-one. And I think something like that is really, really appropriate. Also, there's been a few love matches with particularly one church's singles group that people had the commonality of their church. They did different go out to dinner, have coffee, or go to a comedy club. So you're with a group, you interact, and when you feel more comfortable, then you could have a one-on-one date.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. So you mentioned to make sure that you go to a public place. You said you like coffee shops. Or is there anywhere else you would want to meet somebody that you're just meeting for the first time on a blind date?
A lot of times people are comfortable walking side by side because
Okay.
then you don't have to make eye contact, and then you might open up a little bit better. And where to do that would be a public place again, but it could be a popular hiking trail. I mean, I'm not talking about a day hike where you'd be stuck with somebody, but or a park. There's beautiful parks.
That would be nice.
I know, particularly in London, some of my friends have done that, and any city, I'm just using that as an example. Take a stroll through a park, and there's cute squirrels, or there's trees, or just other things you can talk about in nature. But something about being in nature can calm people, relax people, and that's another good thing to think about.
Okay. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you told us about how you got in the dating field. You told us about how to know if the date, is going well. We talked about body language. We even talked about the location that you would recommend this first date to go on, and then even ways to actually share. Find other people that may be a potential match for you by going to church groups, participate, volunteering, checking out some things online. But you strongly recommended that we do organic type of dating first before we do the online thing to get our feet wet. So when you think about um, going out, it sounds like these dates that you're recommending are not dates where you're eating. I guess it's more like a quick date. Is there a particular time you would spend with the person that you would want to know if, or really have a sign that you need to leave, kind of thing?
I would recommend for a first date that you keep it short. That
Okay.
that's why I say a coffee shop. Someone may want to take you to a French restaurant, and that could be like a 2-hour dinner. But what happens halfway through if you really, really know it's just not going to work out? I personally would not want to feel trapped.
Okay.
So that's why I recommend people, you might hit it off at a coffee shop, and the guy says, you know what? I was thinking about going to the 6 o'clock movie after this. How do you feel? And if you don't feel like it, you just say, I'm sorry, I have plans. No, whatever. If you just need a little more time, or you could say, you know what? That sounds great. I'd love to go to the movie. So you do have a way, if it seems interesting, or you might even suggest, hey, I'd like to uh, go see a movie, or so. I was thinking about that. So you can extend the first date if it's going really well. I always think of like the Ringling Brothers Circus, the show business thing.
Yeah.
Always leave them wanting more. So
Right.
if you have that little short date, that's sort of like the teaser, and they'll want to see you again, and you could plan something longer the second time. I
Okay.
just don't want to be trapped. I can't emphasize that on a 2 or 3 hour date if I absolutely know no way would I ever see that person again.
Okay, so would that be that you would make those boundaries before, at the beginning of the date, saying, "Hey, I only got 30 minutes," kind of thing? How would you do that?
You could say, a lot of times coffee shops is very organic. Um, People, I mean, if you have a laptop, a lot of times I've sat there 3 hours, yes, and worked and wrote books and stuff. But a
Right.
lot of times when you go to a coffee shop, it's usually, or a cafe, a casual cafe is really fun too. Um, or if you both like Chinese food, go to a Chinese restaurant. But something where the service is quicker, and you can leave if you want to.
Okay. So you don't you wouldn't agree that you would want to set those boundaries initially, saying it'd only be a 30-minute date, letting them know that from the beginning.
You could. You could say, I'm really kind of busy, tied up at work right now. I could meet you at 5 o'clock when I'm off work. and I do have some stuff afterwards, but could we make it 5 to 5:45? And then if things are going absolutely fabulously, you could grab your phone and say, hold just a minute, let me step away from the table. And then say, you know what? I don't have to leave at 5:45. I can stay a little bit later. I mean, give yourself an out too.
Right. Right. Sounds great. Sounds great. Cool. Well, you gave us some cool information, girl. Now I know you told me that you had some freebies and stuff that you wanted to share. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I have some free courses on Global Guide to Divorce.com, and it's particularly, it's only for dating. On my website,
Okay.
I have courses, but I also have some freebies. I have, I've done umpteen, some other podcasts that are not like this nice video, but auditory. So I go on the website, see what you can get. I have freebies because I want to help a lot of people.
Okay, awesome. Well, I got the website up right here. So if you guys are interested in checking out her freebies on dating and mixers and a whole bunch of other stuff she has, because she's multifaceted, as you guys can see, by all means, check that out. And this is her website here on the screen. But don't worry about copying it down because we're going to put it in the show notes. So you can just click on it and it'll take you directly to your link. So, girl, I'm curious, what would be the, I guess, if you were going to give somebody advice outside of what you've already shared with us, what would be the one thing that you would tell somebody that may have just got out of divorce? They've given themselves a little time to kind of, I guess, have their time to recover from it. What would be the first step you would tell them to take?
The first step, and I would tell people, is on your first date, do not overshare. I can't tell you, both girls and guys that have had a good connection, and that's not the time to tell them about your past drug addiction, that you were molested as a kid. I can't tell you how many people do that on a first date.
Wow.
And if you hear that on a first date, wouldn't you wonder what's going to come next if they tell you that up front?
Exactly.
So share little things about yourself, but if you have some deep dark secrets that you would tell someone later on, don't do it on a first date if you want a second date.
Okay. Well, I think that's some great advice, Wendy. So you guys take heed to what she just said. Don't regurgitate all this stuff about your life when you're first meeting somebody. They don't know you like that yet. So, like she said, if you want a second date, you just got to keep it casual. Keep it casual for sure. Well, Wendy, thank you again for all of your time and attention. And for those that are watching, if you know of anyone you would want me to interview, by all means, reach out and let me know. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Thank you. Goodbye.